Established Rich coming right back at you. Today is one of those moments where the internet is going to treat something like a scoreboard, but in real life, it's not even close. Because this week, January 9th, 2026, the Boosie Badazz case is finally supposed to come to an end. And I keep seeing people saying, oh, he only getting 2 years? Like, that's nothing. Like, that's a slap on the wrist. Like, that's a win. And I want to slow this conversation all the way down because 2 years in prison is not a win for anybody. Not for a rapper, not for a father, not for a man who makes his living with his voice, his presence, and his time. People talk about time like it's abstract, like it's a number on a paper, like it's just calendar days. But time is the only thing you don't get back. 2 years is 2 Christmases you don't get to wake up to. 2 Thanksgivings you don't get to sit at the table for. 2 birthdays where you counting cement walls instead of candles. And I don't think people understand that even 6 months locked away would change you. So when I hear only 2 years, I know a lot of people never been nowhere near a cell. Now, let's back this up because this didn't start last week. This didn't start last year. This started in 2023. San Diego, traffic stop, helicopter in the air, social media involved, and federal eyes watching.
A Louisiana-based rapper appearing in a San Diego courtroom today. The artist, whose real name is Torrance Hatch Jr., was arrested on weapons charges.
He was taken into custody earlier this month while shooting a music video in town. The rapper is booked on 4 charges, including being a felon in possession of a firearm and not being the listed owner on a registered firearm. He plays bond. He is out of jail as of yesterday afternoon.
This case wasn't just about a moment. It was about how everything moves different when you already marked in the system.
New developments in the gun case against a Louisiana-based rapper who was arrested in San Diego last year. Today, a San Diego judge threw out the felony firearm possession charge against 41-year-old Torrance Boosie Hatch Jr. Hatch, who's been convicted on drug charges in the past, was arrested in Choyas View last May during a traffic stop after authorities say they found 2 loaded handguns in his vehicle. His legal team asked a judge to drop the charges, citing a ruling by a California judge in another case that found stripping a nonviolent felon of their right to own a gun was unconstitutional. Ultimately, the judge today agreed and granted Hatch's motion to dismiss.
State charges get dropped. People think it's over. And then the feds step in line like, nah, we got him. That's a lesson right there that a lot of people still don't understand. Just because one door closes don't mean the hallway is empty. This case has dragged out. Motion after motion, dismissals, appeals, Second Amendment arguments, court precedent being flipped back and forth. Years of Boosie's life stuck in limbo. Not free, not sentenced, just waiting. And eventually, Boosie said it himself, I'm tired of fighting.
I want to put it behind me. I want to get it behind me and get on with my life. You know, it's a lot of things this case has stopped me from doing, traveling all across the world making. So I just want to get it over with and, you know, accept my guilty plea. I'm ready to get over with.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
Just say a prayer for me. I just need prayer. I don't need nothing else. Yeah.
And his attorney provided us this video of him performing on stage. Now, Hatch, known as Boosie to his fans, now awaits sentencing. He's a father of 9 kids. His fiance was with him in court today. So some background on this case. It stems from a traffic stop in San Diego in May 2023. Hatch was arrested in Choyas View after police found 2 guns inside a vehicle he was riding in. Now, the state charges were eventually dropped, but the feds then pursued a case against him because he was a convicted felon in possession of a firearm, which violates federal law. Now, the 42-year-old rapper announced earlier this month on social media that he was going to take a plea deal. And so this morning he went before a judge and entered that guilty plea. So here's what his defense attorney told me outside court.
I am optimistic for Mr. Hatch. He, as he just explained, wanted nothing more than to accept responsibility and put this behind him. And now it's my job to make sure the court understands the scope of the case and what the case is really about. And more importantly, all of the amazing things that Mr. Hatch has done for the community, continues to do, and the amazing things that he will do going forward.
And Hatch currently lives in Atlanta. Now, he faces a maximum of 15 years behind bars. His defense attorney did not disclose any parts of the plea agreement or any details about it, but the judge made it very clear today, regardless of what's in that plea agreement, it is the sentencing judge who will have the final say. So the sentencing hearing is set for November 21st, which is just days after Hatch's birthday. Anna, Carlo.
Kelly, one thing you mentioned is that state charges were dropped here and the feds picked up the case. What else can you tell us about how this case moved its way through the system?
Yeah, and there was a lot of back and forth, and some of that had to do with the fact that the U.S. Supreme Court recently made a decision basically stating that you cannot prevent people who were convicted of non-violent crimes of owning firearms. So at the end of the day, Hatch could have continued fighting this charge, but as you heard him say, he's ready to move on with his life. He does not want to continue for this to drag out in court.
People hear that and think it means guilty. But no, a lot of times it just means people are exhausted. It means you've been in court clothes longer than you've been in regular life. It means every move you make is filtered through your lawyers. It means your name is always attached to a case number. So he took the deal, 1 count. The other charge dropped, and now we here. Federal prosecutors want 2 years, 3 years supervised after that. And yes, when you look at the maximum of 15 years, this is the low end. I can't even deny that. But I also can't pretend that 2 years is light. Prison ain't a timeout. It's not a vacation. You are alive in there, fully aware, fully present, watching life move on without you. You don't make money, you don't build, you don't grow your brand, and you don't get that time back. And here's the part that makes this even heavier that people are skipping over. Boosie's son is already in federal custody. That changes the entire emotional weight of this. Imagine being a father, knowing you about to go away, and your child is already in the same system. That's not hip-hop drama, that's real life. So yes, if the judge follows the guidelines, this is technically a win compared to what Boosie could have got. But let's be clear, the only real win would have been probation or going home. Anything else is a loss, just different levels of it. And I want people to stop acting like federal time is somehow less than state time. Federal time is quiet, controlled, it's isolated. You're not in there with cameras and phones and chaos. You in there with your thoughts. And that's why I don't even joke about it. I don't even play with it. Because no matter how you feel about Boosie, no matter what you think about his opinions, 2 years of your life is not nothing. This ain't about defending him. This is about telling the truth. And the truth is, the system don't care about your legacy, your fans, or your opinions. It cares about paperwork and prior history. And when you caught in that machine, even a good outcome hurts. And this is where the conversation gets uncomfortable, because this is the part people don't like talking about. This case ain't just about his sentence. It's about what happens to a man mentally when he's been living under a cloud for years. See, a lot of people think the damage starts when the judge says the number. No, the damage starts way before that. The damage starts when every move you make has a case attached to it. When every interview, every show, every flight, you wondering if this today something gonna come down from the court. That type of pressure changes how you move. It changes how you think. It changes how you see time. And I don't care how tough you are. I don't care how many records you got or how many times you've been locked up. Federal time hit different. It moves slow and quiet. You're in a place where your mind has nothing to do but think. And that's why I say 2 years is a lot. Because it's not just the days. It's what those days do to you. Now let's talk about career reality. Not internet talk. Reality. Boosie makes money by being present. Shows, club appearances, interviews, energy. Prison don't just pause that, it disrupts it. This industry moves fast, people move quick. You coming home to a different landscape than you left. Some people gonna still rock with you, some people gonna be gone. Some opportunities will never come back. That's not punishment on paper, that's collateral damage. And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. This case was avoidable, not in a moral way, in a system way. Social media changed everything. The moment that video existed, the moment law enforcement saw it, the case was never just gonna disappear. People think because they've been doing something for years without consequences that the game hasn't changed. The game has changed. Everything is evidence now. Every post, every live, every clip. And when you already a felon, there is no benefit of the doubt. Now, let me make this clear because I don't want my words twisted. This is not about kicking somebody while they down. This is about calling reality what it is. People online love to score keep. They love to say he got off easy. He should have knew better. But very few people ask, what does this cost a man mentally? What does it do to a father who knows his son is already locked up? That's not a headline, that's a weight. And I'm not saying Boosie is perfect. I'm not saying he's a victim of the world. I'm saying he's a man about to lose time. And time is one thing you can't get back. Now, let's talk about this win narrative. Yes, compared to 15 years, 2 years is less. But comparisons don't change loss. If you break your arm instead of your legs, you still in a cast. And prison is a cast on your life. You alive, but you restricted. You can think, you can feel, you can regret, you can plan, but you can't move. And that's why I push back when people talk about this like it's such a good deal. The only good deal is not going at all. Everything else is damage control. Because when all the jokes stop, when the comment section close, when the memes die out, what's left is a man sitting with time he can't get back. 2 years is not a number. 2 years is moments missed. 2 years is life still moving while you watching from a distance. And I think social media messed us up with how we look at consequences. We treat jail like a punchline until it's our brother, our friend. It ain't nothing light about federal time. Ain't nothing quick about it. Ain't nothing easy about it. You are fully aware every single day of what you lost. And that's why I say, if the judge sticks to that recommendation, yes, it's better than the worst case scenario. But let's not pretend this is a victory lap. The only real win will be walking free. Everything else is just less pain, not no pain. And I also want people to think about this, especially the young ones watching. The system don't care how long you've been doing something. The system don't care how normal it feel to you. The game done changed. Cameras are everywhere. Receipts are everywhere. And sometimes the price you pay is not because you were evil. It's because you were careless in a world that no longer forgives mistakes. This ain't a story about celebrating a sentence. It's about respecting time. If you can take anything from this, take that. Value your time. Value your freedom. Value the years you wake up and can move how you want. Because once that's gone, no amount of money, no amount of fame, no amount of support can bring it back. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe. Establish Rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.